Any of you use that feature yet? Over 700 million cell phones that have this Snap Track feature in it. We've saved hundreds of lives. I'm really pretty proud of it. Sold to Qualcomm a few years ago. And then I decided, after running companies for 20 years here in Silicon Valley, I had to make a decision, get off the sidelines politically. And I had to step up, decided to step up and help get California back on track. I mean, the fact is, I could tell years ago that California was heading off of a cliff, that the leaders running this state were in the process of helping us go through a meltdown, really. So I decided to switch gears and got involved. Now, of course, you all know, and thank goodness you're active in the Republican Party now, you know that California is probably in the worst economic meltdown, maybe in the history of the state of California. Just look at the data, the unemployment rate, 12.5%, that's the official unemployment rate. If you add in all the people who have just quit looking for jobs, and then you add in all the people who have part-time jobs, who really want full-time jobs, you're talking about 20%. About 4 million Californians either underemployed or unemployed. I mean, that's depression-level misery. And no wonder we have a high unemployment rate. Jobs are leaving. Jobs are leaving the state at a rapid clip. Now, where are they going? Well, I'll tell you one place. The state of Nevada. Now, is there anyone here from Nevada? Oh, well, darn. I wanted to talk about Nevada, but there's one person here. If you don't mind, let me talk about your state. Now, were you born there?
No.
But you lived there for a while. It's actually a pretty amazing state in many different ways. The governor appointed a SWAT team in Nevada, reports directly to the governor. The SWAT team has one mission, and that is to recruit people like you all to pick up and move from California to Nevada. And they take out these ads, maybe you've seen them in California publications, and the ad has a pretty simple message, and it says, if you do business in California, you're nuts. Come to Nevada where there's no corporate income tax, zero. Where there's no personal income tax, zero. Where the workers' compensation insurance rates are 30% less than here in California because of fewer mandates, and the electricity stays on. And lo and behold, people leave. People leave at a pretty rapid clip. Now, I just came back from Washington, D.C. this morning. I was at CPAC. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic group of 10,000 conservatives from all over the country. But when I was in D.C. this morning, it reminded me that the Census Bureau in Washington, D.C., they're the scorekeepers. They count the people as they leave. As people pick up and leave from one state to the other, they count them. In California, it's 3,000 people a week. 3,000 Californians pick up and leave the state of California each and every week. I don't know about you all, but I find that stunning. Now, no wonder we can't balance the budget. The tax base is exiting. Now, our population continues to grow. Remarkably, even though we have 1 million people who've left in the last 5 years, our population continues to grow because of birth rates and illegal immigration. So it's the worst of all worlds. Consumers of government services coming in, taxpayers leaving, $20 billion budget deficit. So what are we going to do about it? Now, the core of my campaign, honestly, is to overhaul the tax and the regulatory system to get California back on track. We will never, ever, ever balance the budget until we get jobs back. Four key reforms. 4 key fundamental reforms that have to get fixed, that I'm going to help this state fix. I need your help. 4 key reforms. First and foremost is that we have to fix the water problem right off the bat. Finally, once and for all. We have a huge problem in the Central Valley. The Central Valley is going through a depression because there's a man-made water crisis going on right now in the Central Valley. Fact is, one unelected federal judge has just turned off the water supply to the state of California, effectively. Now, there's about $1 billion of crops that have died on the vine. About 30,000 farm workers have lost their jobs because one judge has taken over the water supply. Now, as governor, I'm going to sue this judge. I'm going to take this case up to the U.S. Supreme Court based on the 10th Amendment to the Constitution. The 10th Amendment talks about states' rights. We have the right to control our own water supply. Do you agree? The second thing we have to get done is fix the tax system. Now, one of the cornerstones of my campaign is to cut taxes broadly and across the board. I'm proposing in my campaign that we cut sales taxes by 10%, income taxes by 10%, corporate taxes by 10%, and capital gains taxes by 50%. Now, some people ask me, well, how can we afford to cut taxes in the middle of a recession when we can't balance the budget as it is? Of course, the answer is we can't afford not to. We have one of the highest tax structures in the country already, driving people out. You watch what happens. Lower the tax rates, we'll get a larger tax base. Total tax revenues will actually go up, not down, after we cut taxes across the board. Third thing we have to get done in the state of California is that we have to curb the power of the public employee unions. That's essential. I have a lot of public employee union members that work for me at the Department of Insurance. There's a lot of great people that work in the state of California, but I got to tell you, the public employee union leadership, they have completely blocked any kind of reform over the last 10 or 20 years. The public employee unions is a small percentage of the total population, but they have the dominant share of political power in Sacramento, and that's just a fact. In my campaign, I'm strongly encouraging everyone that I talk to sign the Paycheck Protection Initiative.